So we are back in the studio, Sonia 95.1 FM. Okay. From the middle, Mr. Henry Asante, a senior member, Movement for Change. Senior, upon name. I've noticed something about you. You love white.
Yep.
You love white.
It signifies what is it? Victory.
Yeah, victory.
Brofo number, brofo need.
Brofo so the or where you move. Or you brofo basa. Me sure. Me who how are he?
Construction.
Or you brofo basa. Oh yes, I know him. I mean, a solid man.
Yeah, I learned from you.
Oh, Debbie. Hey, yeah, they do baby. Anyway, Mark, you see, yeah, PNC. Omo National Youth Organizer, and then assign your convener for Election Watch, CSWA, the Eagle Eye, the East, I mean, to help shape our electoral air dispensation. They've been instrumental. And then, my brother, Onja Michi, hey, they say I'm in for post, man, I'm in for.
That's interesting.
Anyway, now I have my three men here. Yenjin Komo. Mention if you Henry Asante.
Yeah. I feel the best as if government.
Government, you want. Mention okay. But before you be proceeding, Kwame Mpacho, you play with your friends saying Sammy Gyamfi video, no. Then there is a mini presser, government spokesperson, a Kasafa, why he's been pardoned. Then that will set the stage for the discussion. To Kwame, if you can do that for me, I would really appreciate it. Still live on Onua 95.1 FM, Yen Sampa Morning Show. And Utine from Henry Eludianki, 3 men, and many of Mudin come out this morning. Okay, Kwame. So, for the purpose of those, I want those on Facebook, Monko Facebook, now share how it happened. There's a very clear video.
You would recall that in the immediate aftermath of the emergence of the video, Mr. Sammy Gyamfi promptly issued an apology in which he expressed regret over the matter and took on board public concerns raised overseas. A day after that, the Chief of Staff summoned him to the presidency to learn about what transpired. The invitation was honored by Mr. Sammy Gyamfi. He indicated to the Chief of Staff what his side of the story is, what explanation there is for what we all saw in the video. At the time, President Mahama was out of the country, so he had to be briefed on the discussions held with Mr. Sammy Gyamfi by the Chief of Staff, and he has been briefed. Now, the view is that to begin with, the presidency acknowledges Mr. Sammy Gyamfi's immediate act of contrition and the acknowledgement of the need to express regrets over that incident. So that apology has been taken on board. You do recall that when President Mahama launched the Code of Conduct, he said that one of the remedies for any potential breach was a public apology. He also said one of the potential remedies was a caution from the highest levels of government. After the interaction with the Chief of Staff, the Chief of Staff cautioned him, having acknowledged the apology he made. He cautioned him and impressed upon him to take on board public sentiment and act in ways that reflect public expectation. The Chief of Staff also took the opportunity to reissue the same caution that the President had sent to all appointees to be circumspect in their conduct. There may be things that may be commonplace in our private lives, but once you become a public official, you need to be sensitive to public expectation, and therefore that ought to guide the way that you order your steps. So in view of that, presidency does not believe that any further action ought to be taken.
Okay, so that is the crux of the matter. In view of this, the presidency feels there ought not to be any further action taken. Harrison Kojo Aban speaks for NDC. Harrison, should this settle it?
Nana, we are meaning to go and use na menchia one watifu. Na menchia maybe opinion or PNC for youth organizer machine ache. Yeshi ache papa. Election you boy juma. Muni juma. As after election afini yeshi. Election watch for. Election watch for Jabi Shao. Mamenchia me papa ma betu lufi bi ha. Manika passing nei. Veteran the passing name at me abishia. Papa, you know you'll be bra. My hand at papa, and then when I made papa here no TV, so let me suck. Yeah, let me suck. Minimuda, Mosimichiano.
At times, life gives us some privileges. When you get it, you cherish it.
We'll be an imitating no papa. Imitating last time it seems class 4 or when. It seems talking point also.
Yeah.
Submission papa. Somebody maybe swanning and manage politics. Yeah, I meet a pa. I didn't meet tea no papa say, hey. Papa say papa iti brofo. Papa say can we do papa. Sana me papa tell also can. Over brofo say papa na in then manage PC ma beto. In then me pop me frame me oluma no ma beto say oh papa na what ahwe na open na sympathy in dem ahia no. And me na ahia no. Ahia na ya dia. Sebi me the passing the matimi share papa no rapidly me come asem so amen san bre no yewura Sammy Gyamfi asem ya ACA sebi it's really unfortunate ade just after president na launching the code of conduct no we kira say Sammy Gyamfi na no ho beba asem first kra ya kasi vision chofu bi kasi wa hu sa vision no kra ba kasi entro sebi no kra bi ani because we all can testify how disciplined Sammy we all can testify say Sammy you be a say be sanyoma yi bi kura no onye den on so we is really unfortunate na brother ni say ohwe sin no kura na it is clear when we hear kura say obi a be kire see we it was not something intention enye something intentional say Sammy be ye edia abugana for anintia. It was not intentional. We me say one of those mistakes are sebi asi. And then we have kasa the board the NDC in the government no. There is no defense. Let me just put it that way. Defense be any home. Because will be that some time ago beat me cause $1 million beja money at me yina. Naturally defense be a crane day anyway home. But near day aya nika aya ni so na say Sammy Gyamfi hu ade no one time break within 24 hours within that hour issue apology public one as be he didn't even justify he didn't try so obey justify near a see video no okay plain Senior my enye no kwan so a na mo Ghana for me pomacho mo fa nche me na mo de chemia NCB and he was clear. He didn't mount any defense and Omo mounted defense was also there. Omo anka some school of thought. But the fact of the person involved, Sammy Gyamfi, the CEO for Ghost Board, has never. I will never be one mounted defense over including even the government. The person who speaks for the government. We're clear. Or can I see the bank? So far as I can see a pardon will be the nature, they have seen wrongdoing. Let us see a humpony be womb. Anka was here, ye train us. But enam a chop pana with their 220. Ye be share no so. Near heading. Ya a pardon. Ya case cock, named the body beam. And one on 20. Where the anka, the tintin in the tit, Yamuana, Felisofuzuka, Jeding, and yen. Your communication, I end this for a by moving in air walk, and a fellow said, about my yet, me patronus one heading, and there was a gunner for the Sammy Gyamfi bonny bedding. And channel. Na ye na ya jia to me see the bank. Wan ye ni ye. And one no. Ye ni bibia can. Ye be ka see a person justify na say ni. Ye pa Ghana for cho. Say ni ya no. Ye ya no. Ya ye ni ye. Into mo fa ye born ye den. Ye born enche. Na ye de. Say president na nkasa akwache abrewa wa hu say no. Adi we de e was so onye den on fa born enche because there is akola Jan and I a 2 9 so sebe ye twa ye mbum ye wura na ye papa enti ne president na ya kire se we japa obi a sebe ofuma akwanya wo ho se de ben se mfumso no andidi anwura mu bebre saa na ye betimi de eden ye betimi de acho because Sammy Gyamfi obi anim how knowledgeable the guy is obi anim what he brings on board obi anim ne odi bo aban we ndano kura ndano ha ya apart from see where you're good when it comes to communication, apart from communicating and making sure say we find our way in government, you know. Obianim say no competence ya there I won't mean to twice say. Ya there sabi ye ba mu a omampeni man adwuma in the midst of 60 days say obe then obe for me a whole gold board. You can go and check history. How many days was used to form cocoa board? Ye better but Sammy Gyamfi the 60 days and all the form gold board a young humbra new man na they call parliament ama ye G2 mu ama the gold board aba into existence and this a ban no competence there say si ankasa de ye hia Sammy Gyamfi power ban no mu na boa ama ban no atimi afa no ntuma pafra obi nkase obi ni ho wo sa ni media no ese no ba for now ono and handles opposition nti o mampeni ahwe sa no man nyina hu say no see animanimu ya obetwe na so inde na code of conduct no kra de me launch kra nya den ente ye bia ye mfa ne say we de me launch we ye na esi ye
okay
and let's give it some sort of space kakra na ye bia bibia be sa sti akire bia no ye be hu de we ye be sa ko nti bra pani ye kan na ye defend he
okay
ye need justification to this issue what we know is we have wronged and we are sorry that's all.
Mark, is this a good precedent from the presidency? As in, obi something of similar nature. Wabakari the gravity ninti yem pardon. Then it becomes less pardon. Is this a good precedent?
Minchia na yinchia ye TFO na minchia mi na bema aba ana me a senior ni me boss. Me first time I call TV Africa. Ono na edemeko
wow.
You know, na it was the communications director for PNC.
Yeah.
Nti ono na echicheyen egugu various media houses. Nti if I'm able to communicate today on air,
thanks to him.
You know, sometimes he has to call some of the producers.
Okay.
Say makwara biba. Nti because baby kwara me call oma mama nkasa. Na my friend back no say ade chan besanko. Ade chan am sanko.
Wow.
And so he's been very, very instrumental and so helpful, you know, in my life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So and in fact, manager minimum and share with you to say that.
Oh, okay.
Say yeah discussing
issues.
And to me better na me say, hey, na we then am because say be chiri margin na me call ono na me friend. I feel them never be share. Then am be can. but no, and I think say at the end of the day, no, we would all present what we think we believe to the general public. Sammy Gyamfi any president Gina wetu no na asembusa ne say the papa mu a and I say you show the gravity of nipa no aye no eno ana what this are so train
the commiserate with the punishment
exactly. So if you code of conduct na by any ho asotwe na
yes
caution ka ho.
Yeah, there is caution.
There is caution.
Kwame can project it. There is caution.
Yes, there is caution. So president anchre in the code of conduct say we raise car you be caution. And now say we chase car you be caution. And now say obi chawade na buru 20,000 margin na you be caution one chere sa. So it means that at a point, the president may use his own discretion, okay, to apply any punitive measure at that. That is not to say what the bonibia a soon. Yebeka say ya caution into court. We are not also forgetting the fact to say bribi a twemu obiti mu pocket or communicate you know.
Mahama
to your friend is saying ne sacking as and suspension. The very moment intention nenya bano na no chere say unya kwenya obeye ono no then we can say pure krom. Yes, because intention number so unya 1 million obenya ne saying. But in the context of Sammy Gyamfi, we all agree say in the public face no and samfra. However, if we be truthful to ourselves as politicians, we give monies out every day, every time, and anywhere. We give out money. Even when we don't have it, we borrow to give out to people who are in need of that money. What should you see now? Maybe I'm person Gyamfi-Agradaa edi bebre. But what you say? We busa niska.
yes.
Ana same ko car no mu. Ehon na me de me hunu bone na asame aye no. Obusa niska. Ana same ko car no mu just as anyone would do. But wura car no mu. When niska no first seat no. Okoje no obi anu o last seat no. And when Pia Bonten and man mechanic when we talking about opulence of power, display of money, showing off to the public. When Pia Bonten me can or can work no. I don't believe that is $800. It could be more than that. But or can work no. No chair no de mano. When Pia Bonten cross what de mano or the money can no. Oh, indiscreet, I mean. And I'm a chin ya can san can home. Says Sammy Gyamfi person or exhibiting some opulence of power. And kwa the man, my many G's can you uncle be see abontin my union with your no man is cano. When see abontin, or tina can not two don. Until they see a chilling nah. Sammy Gyamfi now if you take a careful look at the video, no be picture no, be video no.
Yes.
And now brand be a bang. Agradaa ye pa. Will be eba in between the camera and the action and the costume. Abranti ani pamo nipa na no block camera no so onyina nchen. And nipa no kon nchen.
Yes. So
you could say nipa no so nchen say koni say.
There was a deliberate act.
There was to get that footage. Exactly.
Yeah, if you study it carefully.
So it was a trap thing. But you see, he was trapped.
Shouldn't Sammy know better that look, I'm a public officer. So anything at all can happen. Inside my car, would have invited her into your car, lock it, and then give it to her. Or even the persona in question, excuse my language, or Mazaria, Edemana, she can still go because even in the car, if you give it to her, she will come out as she did. Samia $100, then she was showing it. Is it not indiscretion on the part of Sammy?
I mean, you see,
at that moment.
I mean, you see, sir, and so a far bar. None chase who so beam. And now, sir, car, I don't shoot from one accident, and none chase a car beam. Dear Marian, say, ye wo kwan bi a public officers efa so di sika eche obi ana say ye nya na bonten ye ne dem ye ne self contained ye ne single room mu ye share envelope mu ye fan share envelope mu do we have any directives or like that? Like we don't
the real answer to what you are saying is that
he's a public officer.
Take it this way: if it had happened in an enclosed place, camera ain't mean capture, would we have seen?
I mean, are we also saying, say, internet away a politician and now a public officer, now the sika and I would show be idea. It cannot be sika alone. No.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Would show be idea. Must we be so careful that camera be beat me? Is that what we want to start doing? And now, so say, what was the intent for which Sammy gave the money to Agradaa?
Then are we also looking at the sika cry chair, not our Ghana city, but dollars? Are we also looking at that?
Oh, I mean,
it's critical.
I mean, then there is a problem with those who handle your friend is saying forex our mind because embra bia no man mo bi hu kwan say handle forex. Aje what they call a specific thing. And no kra no ba bia be ka kwagina. And then yanga say giant home systems na so poro say wonnam airport kra na man for this dollar.
Mark, sorry for the interjection, but
yes, I understand.
It's a discourse. You see, if Sammy has dollars and he's going to make a transaction obey here dollars people will not question. But if you have dollars, you are giving something to a Ghanaian. What's it a gift? Should it necessarily be dollars? That is the question.
Yeah, so Henry, so what I'm trying to say is it is wrong for him to even be handling or dealing in foreign currency. It's Yamra. We cannot run away from that. It's Yamra. Let alone so what's answer a day check will be account. But what I'm saying is as politicians, don't we do it? We do. Don't you give out dollars? Don't you give out euro? Don't you give out cities? We do. But see, na see ya mambrana ye adwuma dia. I think it's a bebo ye nyina.
Okay.
And see, we can use Sammy as an fanto home. Say this is what he has done. And moving forward, code of conduct na yankasa ye dia ba no. Yen shemukena. Let's also be mindful say code of conduct and maybe antatu.
No. On
moral grounds. So what you say inti maybe antatu.
Right.
But the be na see ya shemra na ya mra mu ashemra mu keten dia. Then those who are not supposed to deal in dollar, you go so more yes hard there now. Quickly we can hold them.
All right. Kwame, please do project the way your friends say code of conduct, the very one I would told so okay. Also measures against violation. If a minister engages in conduct that prima facie constitutes a breach of any rule in this handbook, the president shall determine at his or her own discretion the course of action that should be taken. Now, minister in this context refers to any appointee of the president. B. Such actions may include but are not limited to requiring the minister to render an apology, which may be public. Mr. Asante, let's look at the scenario, everything encompassed. Is it settled? It's settled now.
Yeah, let me take this opportunity.
Minchia.
I'm very happy to meet them here. Very level-headed, up-and-coming politician. Yeah, question is saying this issue. And I took my time. I listened to it attentively, went into books.
Okay.
Especially issues concerning financing. GRA law or ACTA.
Yeah, GRA.
At 896 of 2015. Yeah, which forbids such acts. So looking on the surface, Sammy Gyamfi Watumra. I'm saying a friend. Agradaa Watumra. Agradaa must be put before court.
Okay.
By the state. GRA for that was in court. Do you know why?
No.
Do you know gifts are taxable?
It is. Yeah, she's not accounted for it.
She's accounted
Any 50 cities is the threshold is 50 cities.
Absolutely.
In above. you should declare your tax on it.
More or less. Nesaka is can no the chere.
Yes.
Okay? Hard currency.
Yeah.
Or receipt be also cover scanner.
No.
Sammy Gyamfi is scanner magel woman. Receipt be Sammy Gyamfi will receipt also cover.
No.
You see where the dichotomy is. A whole problem. No. Now the all borders on
Okay.
This 20 cities Ghana. 20 Ghana.
Ghana cities.
Most have more primary school. No what here I don't know whether still people line it today. Mark, read the BBO. Still in the middle.
Yes.
I don't know whether people have taken notice of this.
Legal tender.
It's issued on statutory
authority.
and it's a legal tender for the payment of any amount.
Any amount.
Do you know what it means? It's issued on the state authority. This money is for the state. It's not for you. It's kind of Now, it's issued by that authority. And
that's why when you destroy it.
Absolutely.
Jail.
It's for the president.
Yeah.
The president has authority. Now, it's a legal tender. Service.
Here.
Yeah. In this country. Apart from when you first KBA transaction. Sammy Gyamfi took a hard currency, foreign currency. Yeah. Traded with. Somebody will tell me it's not trade, it's service. Or it's a gift. Gift falls under the laws.
Under the laws.
You pay tax. And so I'm appealing to GRA to immediately invite the woman to pay 25% tax on the gift. She must pay. She must pay. Otherwise, the president, I'll hold the president, probably the president did not read the law. The woman must be put before GRA. To pay. GRA parents, when you phone, go to the woman, let her pay 25% of the gift given her. Sammy, I'm sure, has learned a bitter lesson. In any case, okro bag card how much I did not see the value. I didn't know whether $1, $2
denomination we didn't.
Nobody know. But people have concluded. How did they conclude? Woman is $800 USD. So be it. So let us also find out from Sammy. Sammy, did you have a receipt covering the 800 you gave the woman? Can we make that in-depth investigation to find out where Sammy got the money from? Otherwise, he also fall of the law. You can't handle these monies without internationally to Kwana. There are limitations.
Yes.
You need to declare.
And declare.
Limitation. Into me, baby, Sammy, what is kind of? I'm not adducing the fact maybe people are arguing that he's an astute lawyer here. No, that doesn't come in. No matter who you are. You need to show us evidence of where you got the money from.
And not to cut you in, I think yesterday, is it Bank of Ghana?
Yeah.
The one your friend and board member, or is it the chairman? That is Adongo. He made a clear statement.
Then.
He says that, look, today, if you have $1 account and you want to take something from it, you'll be given equivalent in sales.
Absolutely.
You will never.
Absolutely.
And he's telling every Ghanaian that don't think that if yesterday you could go and then to your dollar account and take dollars, it's a lie. It won't happen. And so he gives credence to what you are saying.
Yeah. But let me ask you, dollar account. I didn't listen to maintain. I don't know, but I'm not taking brief what you're saying. I have a dollar account. Is it talking of the forex or the foreign?
Okay, we have the forex.
We have the forex and the
one
foreign.
you work outside.
Absolutely.
And then
I have two accounts.
Yes.
More forex account, no more foreign
accounts.
Maybe I have more savings account, no more debit. I have another account. I have it. So I have a foreign account. Now I'm a banker. Adongo cannot tell me he won't give me the foreign money. But I will agree with him if it's a forex.
Yes.
Probably he was talking about the
forex.
For forex,
yes. I think he's talking about the forex.
Exactly. Into that is the issue. But my critical question to Sammy there, scan Ozifihin.
Then, Chairman, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Then it means that although back number answer them questions
Yeah,
because
yeah,
see what happened is that amongst some more foreign accounts.
Yeah.
But they don't want to give me the hard currency.
The reason being that sometimes they have scarcity.
Yes.
Based on what Ezekiel.
There should be documentation. If you have document, visa, you have all those.
Absolutely.
They will issue it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But just to give it to you, you don't have it.
It doesn't work that way.
No, they won't.
Oh, there's a visa.
Yes. Prove that indeed I'm
I was
traveling.
going to South Africa.
Yeah.
They told me to go and bring my visa.
Yeah.
May I miss it?
For instance,
which is
today
law.
Mitchell baby to can. And he needs
Yes.
dollar.
Yeah.
They will.
So what's the infinite visa?
Yes, visa.
And say, I'm
Before they issue.
appealing to the GRA boss.
Agradaa.
Immediately. Sending one way for the law is there. Law 896. I didn't invent it. I amended in 2015. They should go after Agradaa. Now wanting 25% of tax on the gift because it's taxable.
Yes.
And if the law is there, that's a taxable.
But
on the okay
name. Continue. No, Obi, there was one gentleman, this Sammy Shraj. That in Kashrad investigates. If that process quadra, most of the issues you are talking about probably would have come. But we pull that we're pulling out from. Do you think we need to trigger that process, either Shraj or whatever agency?
You see, in the state, the president, president of this, especially president, we have an executive president. Unlike United States, president has spoken. Okay, it's not a despotic regime, but he has too many president.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you see where the discretionary power.
Discretionary power.
Those who coined that word, where is it? So I would have taken this matter on. The president,
once he has that discretion, he has exercised it.
Absolutely. Initially, I was very, very critical of the president, but after reading them coding, because I was looking at it from the context there, Sammy was showing opulence.
Okay,
I saw it that way.
Okay,
in your opulence, dancing at a US foreign currency. Where were you going? If you are in a car, you decide to put there is a dollars in the can pounds and whatever it is. And so everyone gentlemen facilities that is a legal tender.
Yes, here. That's our legal tender.
So why the foreign currency? So to me, Sammy was showing act of opulence.
Okay.
What is opulence? What how do you call it? How do you say it? Exactly. Oh, to me, I look at but president and he has shut me down. My president has totally shut my mouth up. Yes. Why the Ghana Constitution? The framers of the Constitution, they were so intelligent.
Very intelligent.
There were, some of the clauses entrenched.
Yeah. Very entrenched. Very
entrenched. Entrenched forms now. Okay?
We'll be in
chaotic situation.
Yeah. Well, for those entrenched, you need the masses. Even at a point, you need a certain threshold. Percentage of people
to approve it.
Approve it.
We need about 70% of the people in a referendum.
Yeah, and that's 70%. That is the issue.
That's all. Yeah. And before God and man, I was taken aback in my worst, because I decided to take this matter on my personal ground.
I see.
But President Nama, discretionary powers now, code of ethics, the people were very smart. No way, and the man must be fired. I can't see that the panic case made.
Yeah.
What happened? She wrote a resignation letter.
Resignation.
And the president accepted it. And I'm over.
Yeah.
But there are many presidents who are not. Do you know where?
Yeah.
Once she accepted the woman's resignation, I'll say, I'm sorry you are leaving office. You have worked assiduously. But I'm sure that by the close of investigation, you'll be exonerated. Come on. What are you talking about?
You don't draw that conclusion.
Not
don't draw that conclusion. When the investigation has not started.
And truly true, when he went to OSD, whatever, officer, her man was asked to give it back to her. Yeah. So the president has prejudice against them, prejudged the matter. And so the president moved there. But in this instance, President Mahama, my senior brother, has done extremely well. Where is discretionary powers? They were laid out.
Yeah.
Babies are there. Then the discretionary powers. One called the last one.
Yeah. The last one, which says he ought to be sacked.
Absolutely, ought to be sacked to serve as a deterrent
to others.
Until finally, you know what I'm going to say? What I will say is that most issue here and the war pardon boy in our son Kenny Juma. What deterrent will it serve to others? Say Ubiaka for Banche. Ugum. If you know watching, no was in court. Wasn't court. No go swing. Or show remorse in court. It's an allegation until committed by the court. Is suspect.
Yeah.
It is also should it warrant the judge in Obohun Mobile? Then you paro aba pacha with Mama. I'm trying to look at the two issues.
It should be the law.
Yeah, he came to beg the society based upon that. First time offender. But there's an interesting scenario here. The judge discretionary powers and so
come play.
Yes. First time offenders. Man, so It will serve as deterrent to either side. I'm there. In fact, they've taken the sale out of my way.
Anyway, so thank you. That does it for this one. Yeah, quite a second issue. Yesterday, we had a release from the presidency. Now, let me do papa on it. I don't know if Kwame has it, but the crux is that the committee, 5-member committee, was set in. They were into the prima facie case and then the subsequent whether she ought to stay on or be sacked, and what she won't do, where we don't know, but we are told that they would work 3 days in a week, and then they didn't give the time frame as to when they ought to finish with it. But we are told that when they are done, they will submit their report to the president. What are we expecting, Mark?
I think the man may be a man for actions left and right.
Yeah.
Some trying to explaining the laws. Nagasa no can ask them, also the law is the law. So, a petitioner waba na in summer woman, of course, being you home about to work there, Nensakan, the full petition. But no, akwa be up part of my manful.
Whether they are even the original, we don't know.
We don't even know. But I believe that President Mahama on Tumra, Manda Martin, na no do where order or let the CJ a prima facie case is to be established, then the committee be formed. Makayana Majuna Konwaka there was no time frame.
Yes.
There's no time frame because I think I see how investigation works. So the time frame can work. Okay. That is why even if there's a case at the police station, one shut down my time frame there within this time to this time. So actually, I'm na why you mame. Also, Musa Botal and Sabakon. One main specific timelines. It is because before there in the one sack evidence, it's not about evidence necessary. Then you have to come back to the people. It exposes your incompetency.
Is it possible it means this can go on for months?
Oh, yes, it could go. It could go until the committee finalizes its...
They are fully satisfied.
Conclude their report. It could go. But, Mamu there, honestly, no consequences will. Because, of course, we've had someone there who is acting as the CJ. What if there are other substantive national matters? Of course, we're acting CJ here. The Bokwana. So, I mean, we expedite some, actions be so quickly, so that, and some now what happened. Evidence is over who and we are sure that one side could be. I
think it's now within this committee, and we invite the petitioners to the hard evidences they have, and then what have you, and then for the CJ to also make a case.
Sure. So I think that young form Manani Central President Mahama will go according to Mrana into Bukrabutum a trigger impeachment, process against him. But I am happy there. Whatever it is, and you're full processing. You're usually discretionary in the first discussion. This discussion also borders on discretionary measures by the president. At the end of the day, if the reports that comes out from the 5-member committee is not able to emphasize on the prima facie case established by the president and the Council of State, she may be called back.
Okay.
But if it does happen there, in summer what the bay, and investigations are why with cross-examination of the petitioners and or there, my men okufia. She may not be the first, and she will never be the last. Okay.
Aban.
The atmosphere here was about this particular CJ assembly. I said, this is the best atmosphere. You wanna the way at seminar corner. Now, I bet it's MPP and this in some at the early stages, which was very bad. And yeah, master. And this is the atmosphere now. It is one of the best atmospheres. What me say the dia say be yedi mra ejuma. Omo criticize the president's action so far has not been able to bring any laws president abridge. They are only talking about morality and being see that and we will suspend CJ and what's we suspend CJ and judiciary independent. They were only talking like they have also equally forgotten say we are governed by a constitution, not Bible or Quran. And your Bible and a Quran any yedi bumai. Yedi Ghana mra any bumai. And Mranama president no quite so bit to Sana Manas moon to and Raman Hokai. And they say a bin see that and on the president ye a trade semin see that now they are dead in it has no a mamu. You were my ram free. Say in the case of Charlotte or say maybe as he paying as an anakova to take his actions. That be also a bin see that. But now they were action taking. Yede mra den juma enti se nei yede saa embra ni bi juma ewo a different place. I think say trying to make it an MPP NDC issue it won't help us MY. Okay, and nya there was here then you focus your map but this particular atmosphere as be bia calm obi aja say mra nya juma. I think say this is the best atmosphere. I see. Enti se committee net na no mu wia near committee recommendations now committee in the Bema president. Binding. Me sure see you benya be akan. And this age na akan that is where we will know how they arrive at that particular this thing CJ suspension in same way. And the CJ no say your court na say no ho so I'm sure say president no mu na nye do see obe friend back. Okay. But say your na say no ho atwidia.
Mr. Santi, yes, these people are saying it's like a quasi-judicial jury because we have justices, we have people who don't have the law background and what's not case. One, should we moving forward relook at the entire process of kicking out the CJ and then what do you make time frame? There's no time frame, so. Obakwa 6 months to 3 months, then we are on back and forth now. What?
Name. The law as it stands is an us.
It is.
You see, it's very interesting. Issue happening. I have been trying. Who am I to challenge the law? But the law is not static. Okay? The law is not static. Mutuma kuya ponchi. Judging, I'm kuya ponchi. Au kuya akoko. Aponchi susana akoko. Yeah. But in the face of the law, we put me in jail 6 months. Now I'm for appointing 2 months. Yeah. People don't seem to understand. You see, but the law as it stands, it look at certain components.
Before.
What was the intent of you stealing the akoko? Yeah. Because we are now we umami yar. Let's go to druma umami. Appointing our cafe. Yes. Let's go to druma. Appointing no boys in I'm some we appointing na me girl also perform.
All the choir and chichos.
Logically. No, there wasn't Nyasa or Muslim, but then you're a criminal. I'll go to jail for a minor offense and you go to jail for that. That's how it is. In this issue of maybe there, people are talking of prima facie. What is prima facie? But nobody hasn't able to tell me what it means. Who are the complainant or whatever they call them? Who are they? And what did they put on board? I don't know. Maybe you can help me.
It should be in camera. So whatever is being bundled around, absolutely,
it's in camera. Yes. And who were the people who sat on it? Council of State.
Yes.
And how many? 27 members. So Council of State, 27 members. 16 from elected representatives of the region, and 11 appointed by the president. That itself, I have a problem with that Council of State.
Good. So the process you are now.
I don't agree with the Council of State because Obi and you are appointing Nipa Day, Branabe Jumana Tam. The president knew why he appointed those 11 certain individuals. The nation appointed, elected 16 members. The president, also 11. Why were you and I not appointed? The president knew why he appointed those people. In this instance, I have been trying. Maybe in the wisdom of the lawmakers, we need to adjust certain procedure. Now, at the end of the day, the woman has been in the face value, like she's been found guilty by the Council of State.
Once there's a prima facie.
A prima facie, that's what I'm coming from. Found guilty. So it's now up to her to defend
herself.
That's the English law.
Yes.
The English law. Okay, that's how it is. As at the end of the day, as he rightly pointed out, so Urban there, my man Bonibia and you know what? Naturally, we need to restate her.
Yes.
But bizarre question be there. Now, somebody we raise a concern there, CCI acting or what? So can we move on? Yes, we can.
Yes, of course. The law permits.
The law permits him to be, because the president has a prerogative. That place shouldn't be hollow. It shouldn't be hollow. At any given time, the system must run. Into anybody who has been appointed as an acting person to chair that and has the statutory power to do that. Into Bonnie is doing the job and is doing absolutely well. Now, looking at the committee members, minimum one or two people, at least one year, former general secretary. Our former general secretary, Scott Palmer, who is the chairman. A very level-headed person. He taught me a lot. He taught me a lot in the principles. And I know the mentality of that man. Onye bia obutum wama blue eye white. But when people begin to read meanings into certain concepts now, on the flip side, Amafubisu Oyano was the Charlotte Zen's, especially the NDC communicators. Charlotte said too was they are two different scenarios.
Entirely.
I was a petitioner. I was a propagator to the dismissal of Charlotte. Yes. I led the what they call it, the write-up. There were charges against her, but now no crop from the electoral commission.
Yeah, from within.
That came to the leadership, and those people were there. Instead of who are the petitioners? That is where the difference comes between the Charlotte issue and this one. It's I don't know, Uncle. Or a dicey issue.
Very.
Yes, sir. I mean, they will expedite. The lawyers who are saying, there was the wheel of justice.
Grind slowly.
Extremely slowly.
Extremely.
But it will naturally get to its destination. This matter can take 3 years.
Yeah. That's my worry.
Yes.
If it happens like that for so long a time.
Yes.
Where, assuming without admitting, Yen take anything from the committee, and he goes in favor of the woman. And the man has acted for 6. 1 year.
Whatever.
Are you bringing her back? What are the ramifications? It's a situation I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like that. All over the world is like that. All over the world is like that. Look, the O.J. Simpson case. It took a long. It's not that here. Justice, no. The principles of law, no. That's as I told you. It's not static. Okay. Until the fall within certain jurisdiction, and you may say, it's the bond Cape Coast in the civil matter. Menu case or Cape Coast. Not as a baha.
Back to Cape Coast. That is where understand. That is the jurisdiction.
The jurisdiction. It fall within jurisdiction. It's into me if you keep going, but no. Well, I don't know. With time
will certainly tell. Thank you so much. Well, from Henry Eludianki, it was an exciting time having this wonderful discussion with these wonderful people. And Aban Waha, Mr. Oya Santi Waha, the man of my brother Max Wahadi.
Onua 95.1 FM.